Hey, Chin Music listeners, welcome to episode 30 of Chin Music with Mitch and Tony. We're your hosts, Mitch Bone and Tony Legaly. Tony, how are you doing this week, man?
Hey, Mitch. Good morning. It is Friday morning and week is over, relieved. I'm doing fantastic. My friend, how are you?
I'm doing good. I had one heck of a busy week, but doing good.
Good. Good to
Yeah.
hear. Good to hear. So, yeah, no, it was busy for me as well. The weather's nice. Everybody's rocking and rolling. We get some rain. Everything's rocking.
Oh
So,
yeah. It's great. It's great. Yeah. I know you did some landscaping stuff this week. I know you're killing it in the insurance game, so you're doing well there, man.
eh, hey, just trying to, yeah, doing well. I've been blessed with a lot of cool opportunities lately, and yeah, just trying to execute the work in front of me, focus on the work, not what's going to happen or what will happen or what should have happened, and I just try to focus on the work, and shoot, I really love it. Outside of hockey, it's one of the main things I love is to just know that I'm doing my part on this side of heaven, So like that's what keeps me kind of rolling and helps me with the anxiety and the depression, not to get too personal or deep, but helps me with all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, those of you looking for some sort of purpose, like go for like a 2-3 mile run and push your body to a level that it's never been pushed to, and you'd be shocked as to the results that follow, in a good way. So anyways,
Or
that's my
there's
spiel.
less crazy things you can do than the 2 or 3 mile run. You said that, and I literally almost died inside.
See, that's what I mean. It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing that you got this. It's a mental thing. No, no, no. That's my spiel. Sorry, I got off on a tangent there, but yes. What was the original question even? It was talking about.
We were just talking about our weeks, and we just went off on a tangent, which is totally cool. That's what this show is about.
It's strictly facts, and we've actually changed the genre from sports to what were we doing? Deep, intimate connection week here
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Chin
yeah.
Music.
This is gonna be all. No, we're gonna talk
and,
about
and
sports.
how does that make you feel, Mitch?
Weird. Not gonna lie.
When I hold up this image, what does this say to you? Does this say Julio Rodriguez? I think it does.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So I actually have some pretty exciting news.
Oh,
Yeah. So
breaking news.
the newspaper that I have been doing some writing for, NORPAC Sports out of Central Washington,
Yes.
has expanded my role a little bit. I will be
Let's go.
doing post-game interviews with athletes as well.
Wow. So I'm assuming over the phone.
Actually, sometimes not.
Okay.
So it'll be Billings-based athletes that I do it with.
Mm.
And like last night, I went to the Scarlets game, and I interviewed one of their players just after the game.
Okay, yeah. No, that's a at the game kind of thing. But I know you've done the post game interviews before. But in the NORPAC deal, I mean, you're not going to be available to just go to Washington and do that.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm strictly I'm the Billings, Montana correspondent for it,
Okay.
and so I'll do the Outlaws,
Yeah.
Spartans,
Your
Royals.
Billings. Outlaws.
And then I'll do Mustangs somewhat, and then I will do, hopefully when school comes around, I'll do West, Senior, Skyview,
Mhm.
Central, all those good ones over there. So
Well, you've been certainly got your work cut out for you. There's a lot of area to be covered. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
heck yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Other than that, I haven't really been doing a whole lot, just doing a lot of announcing at Dealer Park, which is by far the
Now
best.
batting for the Royals, the first baseman, number 10, Tony Legaly.
Yes.
The center fielder, the third baseman.
Yes.
No, if I was an announcer, I'd do the MLB The Show. I think it's Matt Vasgersian that sounds like this, but he's got the really high up. I remember I used to, so the MLB The Show, I created my guy, and I was now batting Tony Big Daddy Bones steps to the dish now. Big Daddy Bones steps to the dish now.
I love the nicknames in the show. They're
I
so
know.
funny.
I was Big Daddy Bones.
I think I did something like that too, because obviously my last name is Bone, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah. You're lucky. You got so
Yeah.
many. You had so many cool angles at your nicknames.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
Oh, love it, love it, love it. Yeah. So we're actually coming together for the second time this week. Our first time we had some troubles with the Wi-Fi. Are we still going to try to put maybe that episode out there, or is it trashtrash.com/ don't ever sign up again?
I am not even gonna attempt that one. It was so
Okay.
bad.
Well, it's unfortunate. That'll go into the lost episode vault where we
Yeah.
once we
It was a
reach
good episode, but my Wi-Fi just did not want to do
yeah,
it.
once we reach a million followers here in a couple weeks, we will maybe potentially release the unlocked vault with all the hidden episodes that you weren't able to hear.
Yeah.
So
For sure. So we did have a big sports week though.
we
Sports
did.
couple weeks, because it's been a couple weeks since we've done an episode. So we're just gonna start out with it because I know that's the biggest one for right now. Give us an update on the NHL.
A quick little update. Here's the thing. So the Cup final is set in stone. The Edmonton Oilers prevail. They beat the Dallas Stars, who are an in-depth team. They figured something out there in Game 4. They really did. You could see it. They figured out something in Game 4. They scored at 1.8 unanswered goals in the next games.
Wow.
So they figured something out, and it's so cool to see. I'm so glad. This is so great for hockey. Get to watch the greatest player that these eyes have ever seen, in Connor McDavid, take the ice to try to compete for a Stanley Cup, and he will be taking on, which is going to be great for the game of hockey. He is going to be taking on the Florida Panthers, Matthew Tkachuk and the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers are absolutely stout. They were my pick right when all this started from the East, I believe. Right, Mitchell?
I
Mitch,
believe
sorry.
so. You're good,
Yeah.
man.
Anyways, yeah. It should be good. Should be an exciting Cup final. Game 1 tomorrow, Saturday.
Nice.
Can't wait. So we're gonna check this out. Here's the cool part about this. We're gonna check this game out at the sports book, Caesar's Sportsbook in Deadwood, South Dakota. We are leaving town this afternoon.
That's right. You are leaving town today. Lucky.
Little game one. Yeah, we were actually at the Stanley Cup final last year in Deadwood, so it's kind of our thing. We go check out the sports book and get out of the house a little bit and rock and roll.
Nice.
So that's our brief update. Game 1 tonight, Saturday night, should be excellent.
That's awesome. So what's coinciding with the NHL Stanley Cup final is you have the NBA finals, which started last
Yes.
night. They had game
Okay.
1 last night. And Boston won pretty handily. I think they won by almost 20.
They did.
Yeah. And I think what this is showing is Boston is just that more well-rounded team. They may not have the best player because I think Luka Doncic is the best player, maybe even in the league. But the whole well-roundedness of the Celtics, I think, will prevail over the Mavs. I think.
I thought so too. I mean, from what I've read and what I've seen, just highlight wise, I don't know. Yeah, I hope it'd be great. Another championship in Boston. It's always super fun when they go on those championship runs. That's for sure.
And those crazy fans get to celebrate.
Mm-hmm. They live for their sports.
That they do. No, I personally am going for Dallas. Just because I really like Luka. I think he, like I said, is the best player in the NBA. But I just think Boston has too much good talent. I mean, they have Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, but I still think they're worse than Luca. And
Hmm.
then they have a bunch of good players that I think are better than what Dallas has.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Long final, but yeah, uh, things don't change real quick. It gets pretty obvious who's going to take home the title. So,
Yeah, that first game was pretty bad. I think they had a 21-point lead at half, and it's like,
hmm,
oh, how do you even do this as a finals team?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. So now that we've moved on from the two sports that don't really have a whole lot going on, and really it's kind of a weird time in sports because
It
we
is.
don't have a whole lot going on. We have
No, this is the dry period, especially when the playoffs here are over. We got a dry spell for a while.
Yeah, we have the NBA and MLB that are obviously towards the end. You have the MLB that while it's in the middle of their season, it's such a long season. It's kind of hard to really not hard to follow. It's hard to
Mhm.
find stuff every day to talk
It is a weekly recap might be okay. That's yeah. Shoot, there's a lot of stuff going on. Baseball.
I was just
I
gonna
will
say there
say,
is some headlines in baseball though.
yeah, there is. I actually biggest headline is I'm starting to watch it because the Stanley Cup playoffs. There's nothing to do during the weeks.
Yeah.
Games are
Well, because
one
they
day
have like
apart.
15 days in between each game.
Well, now they do. But what like last round was the best round because it was the semifinal and there's a game every day. There's
Yeah.
this team there, this team there. Now they do a game and then I think they take a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, day in between, stay there, and then yeah. So it's a long deal, man. This is a
Yeah,
long
that's
drawn
what's
out
so
deal.
crazy. I don't know about the NHL 100%, but the NBA, their 7-game series takes 18 days.
Yeah, it's wild.
And it's like, okay, I know you guys need rest, but come on.
Just dragging out that season, baby.
Yeah.
Dragging out that season. No, I'm sure those guys have some wear and tear from those games. They at least they play physical.
They do play physical. And I mean, they are 7 feet tall. So
Yeah.
it takes some wear and tear on their body. But where were we going?
Well, we had some headlines in baseball.
Oh, yes, we do. So
Baseball.
the one that I am the most excited for, and I'm sure you are too,
Mhm.
Angel Hernandez finally freaking retired.
He's gone. He is gone. He's bad for baseball.
Oh my god, the worst umpire in MLB history.
Yeah,
If he was behind
historically.
home plate for your team, you knew you were going to be screwed.
I mean, yeah, he really built a reputation for being so consistently horseshit.
I mean,
I mean, it's pretty, it's miraculous, really. I mean,
it's
it's kind of brilliant. Maybe he just went to himself, like, I'm going to put my stamp on the earth and the universe, and I'm going to go down in history as the most god awful umpire of all time.
well, he did his job.
Yeah,
If
that's what I
that's
mean.
what he was
Maybe
intending
he's
to do,
smarter than we gave him credit for.
yeah, if that's what he was intending to do, he did it.
He did it.
But he finally retired to the rejoice of baseball fans and baseball players around the world.
Oh man, you bet, you bet.
Yeah. And then another headline that I think you will be really interested in being the better that you are. MLB is really cracking down on its sports betting. Uh,
Oh, I'm really glad that you. I'm really glad that you brought this up
yeah. So they have a player, and I'm not even going to try his name because it's a Hispanic name, and I know I'm going to butcher it.
for the
But
Pirates.
he was a minor league infielder for the San Diego Padres, and he got not only like a year ban or whatever, he got a lifetime ban from the game of baseball.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. So I kind of want your thoughts on this being the sports better of the two of us.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on sports kind of cracking down on this?
Well, I think if they don't crack down on this, that the betting will ruin sports. Is how I truly feel about it. I mean, like my father-in-law made this point to me, and he said that to me that it's going to ruin sports, Tony. Here's the thing. So a guy, I forget his name, but it's a key component this year to the Ottawa Senators. He gets suspended for like, I think they suspended him for like 7 months or something like that, like 38 games or 48 games or something preposterous like that. But everybody was kind of like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you can't do that or whatever. But by the MLB banning for life, I think what that does is it really sets the tone and sets the bar for all the other professional entities. And I think it's a really good thing because if there ever was, like, you'd be committing the most riskiest gamble, and that's getting caught and
Right.
ending your whole career. Like, I mean, that, and here's the thing, like this whole Shohei Otani thing, if he was any ties to that or whatever, let me ask you something. If that was all him and his, do you think the MLB would, I'm going off on a way different tangent here. I
Do I think the
apologize, but
MLB would give him a lifetime ban like they did this no-name minor leaguer? No.
yeah, that's what I mean, bro. Like, dude, they'd be like, all right, if we ban this guy, we are going to lose billions of dollars in revenue.
Yeah,
And
no, they're not banning Shohei Otani. Why do you think it's on the interpreter?
come on. You know what I mean? Like, so in regards to what we're talking about, it was a good thing, but the variable of the actual player and the caliber of him and the name never being heard, it's a good example. It's a good opportunity for the MLB to kind of try to step up. I see why they did that,
Yeah.
but yeah, Otani or like you know, see him, Bryce Harper gets popped doing it. Come on.
There's a reason why his interpreter is taking the fall. I will bet you money, no pun intended, uh, Shohei Otani was more involved than what they're leading us on to believe.
Yeah, 100%. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
these guys are gamers, man. Like, they're yeah. Anyways, so that's my thoughts on it. I hope it doesn't ruin sports. I really don't. I just I see it being a variable that potentially could harm it. You know, I always relay back to the ESPN. You know, like probably 3 years ago, they started like 3 or 4 years ago. Like every time they preview a game or whatever, they'd have the matchup versus, and then they'd have the odds right next to them.
Right. I know
I'm
they
like,
have it all the time. They
what?
have the World Series odds, the Super
Yeah,
Bowl odds,
yeah,
all of that right there. It's like
yeah.
if you're making it so
They're just feeding
mainstream,
the feeder, man. They're feeding the feeder.
yeah, they're making it so
Like,
mainstream, and you know that those players are watching Sports Center.
yep. Yeah, they're probably like, they don't look at the odds and go, oh, like, man, those are, they're like, oh, that's, you know what I mean? They're like everybody else. They're just people too,
Yeah,
So I think the mainstream media has, I mean, now ESPN, they got ESPN Bet. ESPN's got their own book.
yeah,
ESPN's got their own book, dude.
right.
Like, they are the mainstream media that's driving all of it
Yeah.
and putting the odds up there. I mean, they're going to make so much ridiculous money. It's ridiculous, but I'm
And if
hoping
you're a
it
minor
doesn't.
league player, especially not Shohei Otani, who's making bajillions of dollars, but if you're a minor league player that doesn't make as much money, why not bet? I mean, obviously the getting banned for life now, but before that, it's like if I could make a little extra cash, why not?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if he was in the bigs at all, then it's kind of null and void because you can't really bet on. I mean, I'm sure you can bet on minor league sports too. You can bet on any sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah. No.
moving on. I am excited though about a couple things in baseball that I want to talk about. I obviously I'm going to be a little biased here, but I won't go too into it. But the Yankees are looking like an absolute juggernaut right now, and I think it's because 1 through 6 they're loaded.
Yeah.
It forces the pitchers to come to those guys. I was amazed to see.
Right.
I've watched 3 or 4 games now. And
Tony, before we move on to the
yeah,
Yankees, because I do
yes.
want to talk about that.
Okay.
There's one more controversial headline in baseball.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, do you remember Trevor Bauer a couple years ago had that assault charge and then got dropped because it actually wasn't true?
Yeah,
So, the Astros are now looking to bring him in because they are depleted at pitching.
they should, dude. I've been following him on. I like follow him on TikTok. He's a weird dude, but like, he's a good dude. Like he fucking works, man. And like,
He works like nobody's business.
dude,
If he does go to the Astros, I will be so sad being a Mariners fan because I have a feeling he's
yeah,
going to pitch like no other and just blow
he's
everyone
a
out.
stud, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he didn't lose his stuff. Like he kept throwing.
Yeah. And the thing is, now he's been out of the league for 2 years. Yes. But in those 2 years, he's been pissed.
I'm saying, dude, it's the ideal time for him to make a comeback because he's like, all right, I got 2 years away from this shit. Everybody's on my shit. They think I'm this way. Like, I'm gonna come out and just shove and dominate and show everybody who I am. And
Yeah.
I hope that that's what happens because I like Trevor Bauer. I always
Yeah.
have.
I
I
always
like
have
his
too.
intensity. I like the way he's weird. I love his little muscle movements. He's just a weird kind of guy, but he's a killer and he's a
Yeah.
competitor, and I like that
No,
about him.
I've always liked that too. I just hope that the Mariners swoop in, even though we don't need him, swoop in and trade him to like I don't care who. Trade him to someone that's not Houston. He does not need to go to Houston.
Yeah. Well, that's for sure.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
okay, now let's go back to the Yankees because I
Oh
agree
yeah.
they're a
Hey,
juggernaut.
no, yeah. Just a quick little point on them. Just that lineup right now is surging. They're forcing pitchers to throw them good pitches. I mean, I've watched 3 or 4 games, and I'm just shocked how many dead dick hanging curve slurve fastballs that Judge and both Judge get, Stanton get. They get a shit ton of them, and I can't.
Yeah,
But it's because the pitcher is forced to make those pitches. Is
right.
exactly what. Yeah, I mean, truly, like so they cleaned up recently at the Twins at home, and we'll see. These spring teams that have this success, typically don't pan out in the end. So we'll see. Something to watch for, though. I mean, I'm liking DJ LeMahieu in the 9 hole because I know he's like the prototypical Mickey Mantle look Yankee kind of guy, and everybody fell in love with that. And then he started out all right, but I've never been a DJ fan that way. Like as far as production, like when he's at the plate, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, let's see what happens. Hopefully he hits a line drive down the right side or something. It's just
right.
I'm happy to see him in the 9 hole because they hit him in the 2 hole forever or 1 hole or something like that, lead off or
Yeah,
something. It was just like, what are we doing here? Like this guy is not a threat at the dish.
right.
He's just not.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I don't know. And for him being 9, there's no pressure there.
Hmm.
So he can be his full potential in the 9 hole
Yeah.
and probably do better.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah,
Because
I
I
hope
do think there's
that's.
something to be said. New York is a stressful place, especially in with the Yankees, and I think sometimes players just don't hold up to it.
Yeah, well, I'm really liking the Yankees right now. The new additions have been amazing. Loving Verdugo, loving obviously Soto. Yeah, it's been fun
Yeah,
to
how you
watch.
guys pulled out both Verdugo and Soto, I'll never understand.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So, the one bad thing about the Yankees that I've seen lately, and this is the only bad thing, their owner has said, I don't know if we will be able to sustain the payroll that we have right now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to move someone.
So, who is that? Who is that expendable piece?
It's the Martian. They
Who's that?
must move the Martian. Let's see here. I don't want to pronounce his name correct. Jason Dominguez.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna bring up Dominguez, I bet.
Okay. But then who are they going to move? Who are they going to move on from?
Well, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it's probably in between. It's probably, I don't know. I mean, what do you do? Because, you call up Dominguez and then do you got to move Verdugo?
I mean, at this point, I would say it's between Verdugo or Stanton.
Well, they're not going to move Stanton now.
Because Stanton cannot play the outfield.
Well, but Dominguez can.
Dominguez can. And really, Judge probably should be a DH a lot too, just to
Mm-hmm.
save him. Not because he can't play the outfield. And really, probably the same thing with Soto, just to save him. Not that they can't play the outfield, but you want to
They need to
give him
hit
days
more.
off.
Well, yeah. 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 We'll see. We'll see what they do. I'll be excited to see. But, I mean, I hope that they keep all those pieces. I hope that they don't deal Verdugo.
Yeah, I think Verdugo is expendable. I could see LeMahieu gone maybe.
That would be amazing.
Because don't they still have Gleyber Torres too?
Yeah.
So they still have Gleyber Torres and they have Anthony Volpe. They don't need LeMahieu.
You know who I would trade if I were them
Who?
for something that wouldn't actually add much, but you got to get rid of Rizzo. I'm a Rizzo fan, but he's just old.
Yeah. The problem is, does he have much value anymore?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Not
his
as,
past is definitely behind him.
yeah. He just looks kind of aged.
Yeah, and he benefits from Yankee Stadium with
Respectfully.
that short right field porch.
Yeah.
There's not many places in the MLB that have that for him.
Are you there?
Yep. Sorry, it timed out for a second.
Oh, all
But
good, all good. Anyways, moving on. Yankees. Yeah, shoot. That's what I know right now as far as sports goes.
yeah, me too, man. We're about a month away from college football. The
Yeah,
video game coming out, so that's
yeah.
exciting. And basically, that's what I'm counting down for.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, have you seen the gameplay trailers and stuff for that?
I have. It looks phenomenal.
It looks so sick. They did such a good job with it. I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
it should be fun.
It should be fun. Well, let's I guess wrap up for today and
Mhm.
we will see you back probably in a couple of weeks cuz I'm busy next week with Shrine Game stuff. But
Yeah,
we will be back in a couple of weeks better than ever.
better than ever.